But first, a man who was starving spiritually. Today he runs a food ministry that serves thousands. But it took a 39-year addiction, time behind bars, and the erosion of 2 marriages before he was reborn. 71-year-old Chris Capper admits it's a miracle he's alive.
I started drinking my senior year in high school. I would say I was probably addicted to cocaine the first time I did it. And then I used to sell lots of cocaine in the city.
As Capper describes his life, I'm wondering how he's not dead.
I would smoke marijuana from the time I got up till the time I went to bed whenever I could. I used to do lots and lots of drugs. Cocaine was my drug of choice. Lots of alcohol, lots of marijuana. I would drink pretty close to a quart of tequila a day.
How could you be addicted for 39 years and then turn your life around? How did you do that?
I didn't. I was in the house of correction the second time because I didn't learn the first time. So God put me back in there and said, okay, enough of you. And literally, Carol, as I sit here and talk to you, I'm pretty much a miracle.
But the vicious cycle took a toll. It cost him 2 marriages and left him estranged from his 4 kids.
I'm sorry that I hurt people along the way. I have 4 children, 2 marriages, both ended because of drugs and alcohol. My youngest, which is a son, still doesn't talk to me. My 3 oldest children have come back, but the 2 oldest I didn't see or communicate with for about 30 years.
After that second time behind bars, his cravings ceased.
It's now gone in the other direction, which thank God again that, okay, now you did all these bad for all these years. Maybe we should try doing some good.
Capper was hungry for a purpose, so he founded Just One More Ministry, a food distributor for the poor. He began with only 20 loaves of bread, and now...
Last year, God blessed us with a little over 1.5 million pounds. And even with the COVID situation this year, our goal is 2 million pounds. So we hopefully will get close to that.
Quite a feat for a man once empty and lost.
I was a pretty naughty person, and I'm pretty blessed because my health, as far as I know, is very good.
And that's why Chris gives others second chances. He's not afraid to hire employees with a record. I asked Capper what led him to the path of destruction. He says he grew up with great parents, but his life was dealt a painful blow at an early age.
I was brought up in Whitefish Bay. The only traumatic thing I had is my father passed when I was 12. And so I stopped going to church because how can there be a God that would take my father from me at that age?
What would you say to your father today if he could see you and if you were able to talk to him?
Now you're going to get me emotional. First of all, I love you, and thank you for being the role model that you were, going to work every day when you were sick, playing catch with me, teaching me how to bat, teaching me how to shoot a basketball. And I think the best thing is teaching me to be kind.
But Chris Capper says his father's early death is no excuse for his past behavior. Today, Capper is making amends with the adult children he abandoned. His daughters have accepted him and support his ministry.
And what beautiful spirits they are to come and see me at the ministry for the first time and volunteer and now want to spend time with me, although I hurt him to the core. I'm proud that I can be there for him now because I wasn't for 39 years, but I'm really, really proud of their forgiveness and their understanding and accepting me back into their lives and their kids' lives.
But his youngest son refuses to open his letters. Chris understands his son's pain and wants him to know it was not his fault.
When you're addicted to something, especially drugs and alcohol, that becomes your God. You get up in the morning and say, okay, now how am I going to get high today? When am I going to get high? Do I have enough drugs to get high? Do I need to get alcohol? What do I need to do to get high? So that's your God. You actually worship your addiction.
Today, Chris Capper only worships God. He's found his purpose, not only to feed the needy, but to lift their lives through outreach. Last year, Just One More Ministry provided food to 780,000 people. This year, they're on track to serving more than 1 million.
We get to give all this good food away to hungry people. We get to do this. It's an amazing thing that we get to do here.
And through feeding the needy, Chris Capper is able to nourish his own soul and replenish his heart.
God just took the I out of me and put him in. I'm blessed, Carol. I'm blessed.
And we're blessed for you, Chris. Now, next week, you're going to meet 2 employees from Just One More Ministry. They got a second chance, all because of Chris Capper.